hate on today.
Rise of Annie for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm delighted to have with me, as always, the knowledge, Mr. Spencer Fearon, for our weekly catch-up on boxing. Spence, how's your Sunday going?
I'm delighted. It's good, bro. I think you're in.
It's all right. I woke up, it was raining outside, so puts the mood a little bit down, but you crack on.
Well, it's sunny in South London, so I count my blessings.
That's good to hear. Good to hear. Spence, I know we caught up earlier this week, obviously to discuss this particular fight card with Buatsi and Bolotniks. Bolotnik, somebody you know quite well because you've seen him live on many occasions recently over the Golden Contract. I'll start with Buatsi. He got the win. Were you impressed with his performance?
I'm impressed with what he's trying to demonstrate in his learning. This is now his second fight with Virgil Hunter. It's going to take a little while. I'll say 3 more fights. And yeah, I think 3 more fights. It takes about 5 fights where you get a new trainer. You've adapted so many different things from like when he was at Mark Gillespie who was training him, right? So it takes a little time for you to readjust. And Mark's good trainer as well, very good trainer. But I just think like for what Buatsi's going to be suited to, you're going to have to say, well, I need somebody better to be working with. Or not someone better, but someone more experienced. You know what I mean? I'm not disrespecting Mark and I've known him for years. So yeah. And that's what he's done, and that's what he's trying to bring in his work. But I think with someone like Joshua Buatsi, he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place because he's even going to be Evander Holyfield in that fighting style of the aggression, but box aggression, or you're going to be Andre Ward, who's cute and throws eye-catching shots regularly and consistently. So I think that is what we're going to see with Joshua Buatsi. So Joshua Buatsi's got to find himself. And I think he's finding himself. I spoke to him this morning. We spoke for a little while. So yeah, I think that's what Joshua Buatsi is going to have to realize who do I really want to be. And it's for him to go and find his identity. And that's me being real. As soon as he finds his identity, he's going to be good and we have to be real. Not my criticisms, but the things that I could actually pull him up on was he was getting hit far too easily with the right hand, right? He was getting hit far too easy with the right hand. But it's a good thing that he's got a good chin and he's got very, very good balance because we've seen Bolotnik do this to other people. Someone like Jose Burton, who I really, really do rate. I rate Jose Burton. He understands fighting, Jose Burton. Go watch him. I covered his last fight on MTK Global Show on ESPN Plus, and you know he can fight. You know what I mean? So it's one of those ones where you're looking at it and you're saying to yourself like, what exactly does Buatsi want to do? And as soon as he starts finding himself and starts understanding like how he's going to control these things and everything else, then he's gonna be okay, man. I reckon so. He's gonna be okay.
Spence, you just earlier you just mentioned obviously his relationship with Virgil Hunter. Virgil is probably one of the great trainers of our time. There's not many of his generation kind of left. I just want to ask you, just away from Buatsi's fight, because you mentioned Virgil, about training aspects and pad work. I know boxing evolves, science comes in, technology comes into play. Over the last 10, 15 years, you've seen a lot of pad men do these quick fire pad work, and it becomes the theme. You don't really see the 1 jab, the 2 jab, you know, the slow kind of movement of the art like Virgil does. Are they both as effective but in different ways?
No, I'm gonna break this thing down for you, right? Certain people come and complicate boxing, right? They do. They complicate boxing because some of it's a show, but some of it is punch dexterity. And if you know, like you're firing shots and in your head you're visualizing the other shots coming back and that's being simulated for you, you can, you mean it helps with your motor neural skills and your hand-eye coordination. But then on other times, it's like anybody now, it's like they're picking up pads and they're watching, but they're not understanding the mechanics in how to deliver a shot properly. And that's what I'm seeing a lot. They don't know how to throw right hands properly. Many guys, you say, go for the right hand, go for the jab. And you see them. I'm saying that comes from study. Mike McCullough, one of the greatest to ever do it, freeweight world champion. From like middle all the way up to like heavyweight. He said to me, like, you want this thing, you got to be like a gym rat. And you got to be constantly being a gym rat. People don't realize, they watch Floyd Mayweather. Certain people watch Floyd Mayweather and see the pads that's been demonstrated by Floyd Mayweather, right? Not realizing that Floyd Mayweather will be on the bag for how many? I've been in the gym with Floyd, so have you. You see Floyd in a heavy bag, just throwing single jabs with some ridiculous precision. So those are the things that guys need to be working on. Those are the things that guys need to be working on. They need to be watching old-time fighters who had incredible jabs, not just Joe Louis, who had a fantastic jab. Larry Holmes, fantastic jab. Tommy Hearns, fantastic jab. A man who goes underneath the radar. Any young kid out here, because I like to just drop this thing for you guys to go take it away and go fight. You want to know how to, like, on the jab, go and watch Wilfredo Benitez, Sugar Ray Leonard. What was that? November 1979. Go watch that fight. You go watch that, then you realize these are two men standing on top of each other, popping jabs and popping jabs back, catching and throwing back jabs. That's how you go throw jabs. You know what I mean? Ike Quote, this guy I'll say goes underneath the radar. Ike Quote, former WBA welterweight champion of the world. Ike Quote had one of the best jabs. His jab was absolutely phenomenal. It was stiff. It was like it could break concrete. Those things, or these artistries of the game now, it's died out. And like I think Tony Bellew alluded to it yesterday on Dazn, like, you know what I mean? We're getting cheerleaders who are becoming coaches. We're getting guys who, you know what I mean, it's for show to get, it's clickbait. You know what I mean? Well, look what we're doing here. But are they truly and really teaching the fundamentals? That's what I'm trying to say. So it's I'm not fighting now this new age pad work or all the rest of it, but I'm telling you this now. When you are working with the fundamentals, then you are fundamentally right. So I like fundamentals. So I'm a fundamentalist. When I look at because, you know, you can't show me a fight footage clip of Sugar Ray Robinson hitting pads. You know what I mean? But we have to argue, say he wants to be one of the greatest of all time. You can't show me fight footage of Ezzard Charles, one of the greatest to ever do it. You don't believe me? Go on BoxRec. They got Ezzard Charles ranked as number 1 above Floyd Mayweather all time pound for pound greats. Ezzard Charles, go watch Ezzard Charles. You can't see no fight footage. You can't see no training footage of him hitting pads. And believe me, I've checked. You know what I mean? I've checked. Believe me, I've checked. So sometimes we get confused. We get confused by what looks pretty and like, oh, look at this is amazing. That don't mean you can fight, you know? You know what I mean? That doesn't give you fight intellect. It doesn't. But I do rate certain people who put together a system of pads. Yeah, totally different. But you can't just rely on that.
Interesting.
You got to study. You got to study fights, man. I'm just going to be real. You just got to study fights. You know what I mean? You want to be great, study greats. Hey, it's not that hard.
Spencer, just going back to Joshua Buatsi, Eddie said he wants to roll him out one more time towards the end of the year, and then he's ready for a world title, you know, a Bivol, a Joe Smith maybe. But there are potentially some huge fights here in the UK. There's 3 or 4 or 5 names you can, Yards, the Arthurs, Callum Johnsons, even Callum Smith's going to the light heavyweight, Craig Richards. Do you feel like he's ready to go on to that world scene now, or domestically continue to learn the trade?
No, I think he should fight for the world title, have one more fight for the world title, hopefully win it. Then all of these other guys, which you're saying domestic, they are domestic fights, but now they're world title fights at the same time. Why wouldn't you want to go and do that? Right? Because what could happen is this. We have seen, if we go back, James DeGale versus George Groves, and they both still went on, even though one guy beat the other guy, but they both went on to become world champions, right? But what I am saying is this, is like, we don't know the psyche of certain guys could lose, and then that could be it for him. So I would rather see, especially with Joshua Buatsi, with the momentum that he's carrying right now, it was a highlight reel, show reel knockout last night. You know what I mean? There was a little bit, or people say struggle. There was a little bit, but that's a good thing. That's only a good thing because you can only improve on that. You can't not have that kind of fight and then say, well, I'm going to improve on it. If you don't, then you're an idiot. And I believe you've got the right people around him that could see the faults that he's made and then make these tiny adjustments. So yeah, I think that he should end up fighting the likes of a Craig Richards, the likes of a Anthony Yard, the likes of a Callum Smith and Callum Johnson, right? The likes of these guys, Craig Richards and such and so on. But fight them when you got a world title. You know what I mean? That's what I believe. And they're fast tracking now because they're saying like, look, it could be Bivol that they're looking at, which wouldn't be an easy fight for him, right? But you just got to make sure that you do your work, do your running, drink your milk, and get ready.
Spence, just want to touch on obviously the rest of the card as well. Saw quite a bit of criticism online for McKinson. Obviously, he got a shutout victory, 21-0. What do you make of his style? And obviously, I know it's not going to be what we saw last with Babbage and Bennett. Everyone going just wore out, throwing bombs, but skills pay the bills.
Listen to me. Let me tell you this. You see, how many stoppage wins has he got? 2, 3? He has got a lot, has he?
No.
I've worked on a couple of his shows for ESPN with him. Let me tell you this year, that boy can fight. You know? I will tell you now. You don't beat Chris Congo and you can't fight, right? You don't have, what was it, like the last 5 guys that you've been in with, or 4 guys that you've been with, at a combined record of like 505 wins and 3 losses or something crazy like that. You don't have that kind of where you've learned the game. And you know why? You know what? I'm going to tell you this now. McKinson calls himself the problem, yeah? And he's actually a problem because he is a young man. And props to his dad as well, Michael Ballinger, because he don't get no props. You know what I mean? And his dad's trained him. I've known his dad from when he was working back in the day with Johnny Eames, right? At the Fight Factory. So it's like, he's like a 50s fighter, right? He is like a 50s fighter, right? Watch him fight, then reverse it and put it in black and white. You know what I mean? And he'd fit right in. He's got an awkward style. He punches harder than people give him credit for because he can actually punch, right? It's just that he don't knock him out. But he hits hard enough so that people don't want to engage with him. And this one I know that he studied. All right. He's got a very good body attack as well. He's ranked very highly in the WBO. I think he's number 3 now or something like that. He's ranked highly. But unfortunately, it's not like you're going to go watch. He's more for the purists that understand boxing, but would like to see him do a little bit better in his fights. Mm-hmm. And those fights like Conor Benn, Josh Kelly, they're going to elude him because really and truly, he's like the Who Needs Him club. You don't really need to go, like, he's got a decent chin, he's strong, he's very strong, right? He's strong, he's awkward, he's a southpaw. Why does anyone need to go next to him? Right. But what he can do, because he's with MTK, they can most probably slot him in to get a world title shot, right? But even that's not easy because the WBO world champion is Terence Crawford. So yeah, but you know what I mean, he can do things, and eventually he'll get. I mean, he'll get there. He's unbeaten. He's got very, very good. Was 21-0. So yeah, man, I wish the kid all the best, man. Good fighter. Spence,
what do you think of Cash Farouk? Another man with a lot of talent.
He has got a lot of talent. I like Cash. I like him a lot. I think he's a very, very good fighter. And you know what I mean, he was very. I'm gonna be real. He was very unlucky to come second best to Lee McGregor. You know, he was unlucky in that fight. But don't get twisted. Lee McGregor's improved though. Don't feel like Lee has improved. Don't get twisted. Lee's improved. And I think that's what he needs. I'd like to see them two go at it again. Because I remember Lee said, "Oh, well, like, I'd give you a rematch." And what better platform to get them two fighting and get... I wouldn't mind seeing them go again on DAZN maybe. I don't know.
Joe
But
Cordina
Castro,
back.
he's an intelligent fighter. Very, very intelligent fighter. And my apologies. I didn't even know he's from Scotland, you know. I didn't know he's from Scotland. It's only yesterday I found out he's from Scotland. I thought, shame on you, made me the knowledge. No, I'm shit. No, seriously. You're a good fighter. I like him.
Joe Cordina back with a 1-round KO. Is it time for Joe to start really stepping up now as well?
Of course, definitely. But you know what? You can only beat what's in front of you. The guy that he had in front of him wasn't a no gimme neither. But it was an emphatic 1-round get you out there from a guy who's not really noted as a puncher. We look at him, he calls himself the Welsh wizard. He is a wizard, got wizardry skills. I like his balance. I like his balance. I like how he throws his 1-2 down the middle as well. And yeah, and listen, I'll be doing an injustice not to mention Hopey Price, right? Because he's a young kid. He's only had a handful of fights, and they got in a guy from Italy who's unbeaten in 5 with 5 knockouts for him to go fight against. And his finish was bang on. And I got to rate that kid. Dave Cool, we speak regularly. He's always saying like, yeah, Hopey. He's like one of the best kids that I've got. And I can see the things that he's trying to do. All he needs to do is just be a little bit more relaxed, right? That's not a criticism. I'm just saying that me sitting from where I'm sitting, just be a little bit more relaxed. But he's a very, very good kid, man. Very good kid.
I think he's only had 5 fights, but obviously when you give that piece of advice, that would I'm sure that will come as he gains more and more experience in the ring.
Yeah, it will. But the thing what I like about him is like he'll control distance just by elongating his arm to have a think, to have a look at you, and then come straight down the middle with his power shot. You know what I mean? Got good body attack. But this comes with experience. There's sometimes where he's in a fight and then he'll go into the clinch. And as he goes into the clinch, he'll do the correct thing by taking his head out of the way in the clinch. But what he should do is work the body. Because even though he's got long arms, he throws nice little uppercuts. He can work a body from there. So, but you know what? Apart from that, yeah, I like Hopey Price, man. He's a good kid.
Announced this week, probably the best cruiserweight to come out of the country. David Haye makes his ring return against his good friend Joe Fournier on a Oscar de la Hoya undercard next month. It's apparently sanctioned to be a proper fight, and it's not an exhibition, so it'll go on his record. But listen, they're making money.
No, they're not making money. If you want to make money, you have to work at the Royal Mint. If you want to earn money, right, you have to work in a business. There is a difference, my friend. So, fair play. Listen, I can't knock David A. I mean, I can't say to them, oh, well, David A. Oh, no, you shouldn't. He's most probably going to end up about 2 mil or whatever, right? If not more than that, right? Against your brethren. So, hey, like, I ain't going to beat you up. You know what I mean? I'll give you a couple jabs, and I ain't going to beat you up. Because, you know what I mean, as they say, the last thing to lose is your punch. Joe Fournier, we said about 8 fights or something?
9 fights.
9 fights. 9 fights.
9 KOs, I think, as well. I think.
Yeah. Now that's some bridging thing, right? Good luck to them, man. Let them go do their thing. I just know, like, I'm not watching that to think anything because I can't be taking that seriously. That's pantomime. Well, let them earn this. We're in this age now. Who is it? Howard Wilson, the former British Prime Minister, said, "He who rejects change is the architect of decay. For the only human institution that rejects progress is the cemetery." So sometimes this change that we're seeing in this sport, we can say, oh, well, I don't like it. But if I was David A, and I don't say I could just move around with a brother, I'm going to get a paycheck, I'm going to go and do it.
Spence, I just want to end on this. Obviously, Dazn now have been operating 3 weeks in the UK, new production team, commentary team, punditry team, reporting team, hosting team, everything's kind of on brand spanking new. Just kind of want to get your thoughts on how you've seen the picture and that transition from Sky, but also there's been kind of a lot of criticism towards obviously Maya Jama. We know she's not boxing savvy. We know she's not the most boxing knowledgeable person that they could have found, but they've got the reasons for having Maya Jama as the host. She wasn't there this weekend, and people are getting criticism that, oh, Laura's even better, keep Laura, etc., etc. What have you made of this whole kind of pantomime?
It's, you know what? I know Laura Woods from a hot minute. I've known her for years. When I was at Sky, she was excellent yesterday, right? that's number. She was really, really good. You know what I mean? And she's not really a boxing person. She's more to do with sports. And I think she kind of was. She fulfilled that role pretty good. You know what I mean? But the criticism that Maya Jama's getting, I think, I want to know from what place is it? It's like Sugar Ray Leonard said something just before fighting Tommy Hearns. And you know me and my dates, yeah, right? But June 12th, 1989, right? And Ray Leonard said, certain people equate things for your age. They equate you how much money you're going to earn and all the rest of it, and when you keep on carrying on. Now, Maya Jama is everywhere, even when she's standing still. So certain people could like be upset with her because of that. But what I'm saying is, give her time to grow. There was a reason why Eddie Hearn and the people at Dazn and the powers that be at Dazn have chosen Maya Jama to be in there, right? Because she's appealing to this diverse Britain that we are, or the diverse world that we're in right now, and with equal opportunities, number one. But number two is that she has an incredible fan base, right? So Eddie Hearn is, or the people behind that marketing driver saying, well, if we get Maya Jama in place, she could convert, even if it is 0.5% of her market to tune in to watch her because you've got her supporters and everything else. So I think is that, but I think give her time to grow. You know what I mean? Because she hasn't come in and said, yeah, I'm Spencer Fearon Mark II. No, she hasn't said that. She didn't come in and say like, you know what I mean, I want to be the new Harry Carpenter. No. You know what I mean? She's come, or Des Lynam. No, she hasn't said she wants to be any of those kind of things. She's coming as being a presenter, and she's going to grow. And the reason why I'm saying this, and she'd be given a chance, because I've seen other females coming who have been given opportunity to grow. They were getting criticism, but it hasn't been like Maya Jama. So I'm saying, where is the point of her criticism coming from? Is it because that, you know, she represents this, you know what I mean, the streets kind of to a certain way? Is it because of that people feel aggrieved or all the rest of it? I'm saying, listen, man, end of the day, this is a numbers game, and she brings in numbers, right? And the mere fact is this, it was it. Whether people are talking about you or not talking about you, you know what I mean, it makes no difference. Let them talk. And they're talking, yeah, I believe that she can improve, she can get better, but she should be given a chance, because I've seen other females coming through the door and been given a chance, because we have been pushed on this push for females inside doing this job. But the thing about it is this, is like, healthy competition is a good thing because it raises your game and to be around it. So if she's around more people in the fight game, then that's going to help her IQ a little bit, because that is the role that she's got. And I heard that she got paid fantastically well by Dazn to do what she did. So therefore, if that is the case, then just give her time to grow. I quite like the Dazn setup, I'm going to be real. After watching the shows, I quite like them, especially yesterday's show. I really enjoyed yesterday's show. You know what I mean? I like what they're trying to put together. So, no, man, allow Maya Jama. You know what I mean? Give her time to grow, and I guarantee she's going to grow. Because I know enough next females who came in, because I don't want to sound condescending because I've had this all week, right? That other females, when they've come, they've been given the opportunity to grow, and then they become really good at what they've done. Laura Wood has been working in sports for a hot minute. She's been at Sky maybe a decade, right? So I'm saying give Maya Jama the time to grow, and I believe that she'll grow and she'll be able to handle the position excellently. And she ain't done nothing bad to me, to tell you the honest truth. She's not there to be no historian or to be no pundit. She's a presenter, so allow her to present. But I think that maybe she just needs to be around more boxing people, man. Maya, man, come on, hook me up, because I know me and you were mates on Twitter. Like, I'll give you some pointers. You know what I mean? And that's coming from a married Muslim, devout Muslim. So, right. So, right. But yeah, that's what.
Okay, Spencer Fearon, IFL TV. Thank you very much.